Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Kaz.
I'm long.
I'm short.
Kaz is a vegan.
Jill loves meat.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
I played for England 144 times.
I played for England 161 times. I had to get that in.
And the jungle thing as well.
Me, Queen of the Jungle. I'll take that one.
We're unlikely mates.
But best mates. So we've started a podcast together where we're going to cram in as many stories as possible every week.
Coming up on this week's episode.
I'm a really young, trendy person. I'm going to see Charlie XCX at the weekend.
Anyone that uses the word trendy isn't trendy.
I'm very hip. Very hippity hop.
I'd be a bag of nerves. Yeah, I mean, I'd be thrilled because I'd love some Beats headphones.
She's like, I swear, you're not having them unless you sing a song. So I'm suddenly on this EasyJet flight, having to just go. The poor woman's doing the life jacket thing, and they're going, can you give us your full attention? And I'm going, Romeo, save me, somewhere we can be alone.
Welcome to Long Story Short.
Well, thanks for coming on our podcast. Are you on our podcast or are we on your
You
podcast?
haven't a clue, have you?
No.
I think we're on yours right
We're
now.
on yours.
Oh,
We're
okay.
guests in your house.
Do
Should we take
just
our
switch-
shoes off?
Do we switch seats then when we were on the other?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
If you could, that'd be great.
All right.
These are our first guests then.
Oh, welcome.
Are we the
now-
first
oh,
one?
we feel very
Yeah.
special.
Well
that's
done,
good.
I
Vicky.
don't know how I feel about it. I feel like we've let someone into our house.
They're nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen.
You're
Thank
welcome. Oh, full
They are
name,
nice.
please.
Full name.
Wow.
Thank you,
Wow.
Karen Carney.
Yeah, you were. Oh, I went to America last week, and
yeah.
you know when I went to buy a coffee, and they ask you what your name is, I went Julia.
What?
No way. There was no way I was calling myself Karen in America.
Has that been quite a difficult thing since the
Oh,
whole use
yeah.
of Karen to describe
I hate my
a
name.
woman who
My
complains?
parents, what was I thinking?
Really?
Genuinely,
What
yeah.
made you go for Julia in the moment?
Well, it's my middle name.
Oh. Okay.
Logic. It went down well, and my friend was like, "Why have you
Your
called
middle
yourself
name's
Julia?"
Julia.
And do I look like a Jules?
You don't. Oh, Jules.
Jules,
Jules,
yeah.
you could be.
I can't believe your age. Not on looks.
Where's this come from?
No, not on looks.
We were talking about it
because
before we were
We're
recording.
talking about middle names and now.
yeah, but you
This is
said
how it goes.
age and names, like not on looks because I think you look well, but I think you're
look
so beyond your years.
I think I look well.
What is it? 31.
31.
But I think you're so like your hobbies and like
what are your hobbies?
playing Scrabble, stuff like that.
Bridge club, tea
What's wrong with
dancing.
Scrabble?
Do you go to bridge club?
I don't go to bridge club.
She does.
I don't.
You're
I
just
don't.
talking about,
I'm a really young, trendy person. I'm going to see Charlie XCX at the weekend.
Anyone that uses the word trendy isn't trendy.
I'm very hip. Very hippity hop.
So true. Like you're like I think your age is like a 53-year-old woman trapped in a 31-year-old body.
Well, thanks for that feedback. Cheers.
Do you play Scrabble?
Oh yeah, I love
Yeah.
a board game.
I love a
Do you know what?
board
I like checkers is my game.
Checkers.
I'm not clever enough to play chess, but I play
Yeah.
checkers, drafts.
No,
Well,
well,
You
only
don't.
cool
You do
people
not play
here.
board games.
I love a board game.
I don't mind
Never.
articulate, or one where you got to get up and do something.
Do you know the concept of our podcast?
It's got a concept.
Yep.
Come on.
Well, can you guess?
It's
Long story short.
telling
what do we reckon?
stories?
Telling stories. Some of them
Yes.
long, some of them short.
No,
Oh no,
just
stories, but you're long and Karen's short. Is that it?
yeah, but the long stories were cut down to short form.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But you are
So-
right. Jill's long. I am short.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
What sort of stories are we discussing?
So it can be anything. Obviously, we won't talk about what Scrabble leads to in your household. I won't go there for this podcast. It's a bit of a running joke between me and Maisie. What does Scrabble lead to when Maisie plays it in her house? Send us your answers.
I actually want to know now.
I don't
though.
know.
You do, because you've
don't
gone
know.
very coy and red. Whoa, you have gone really red.
Oh my God, you're actually turning red.
You've aged. You've aged.
Oh my God, is it 4 letters?
4 letters.
That's what I was thinking.
the 4 letters you think it is?
Is the mic there?
Remember you're dyslexic. It might be 3, it might be 5.
The rude word.
Isn't the rude word 3 letters?
No.
Which rude word do you mean?
Like, if you're going for it,
What
what
do you
you'd
mean?
call it.
What?
Oh.
What?
Why
I
don't
can't
you
think
just-
of the 4 letters.
Why don't you whisper it in there?
But are we allowed to swear on this?
Yeah.
F-U-C-K?
Oh, well, that's a very blue way.
Okay, that's when she plays on a Friday night. I was talking about a Monday morning. So, yeah.
Some games get very stressful.
Wait, you play Scrabble and then have sex?
No, I don't. This isn't going out. I don't.
It is. It's our
not.
pod.
It's not. This is not a story. It's not.
Are you okay?
You're
you seem like
sweating.
you're sweating.
You're fully sweating.
Got a bit of reminds you of Scrabble.
Look how quick you are to join in.
Sorry.
What do they say at school? Laugh along with a bully and you are a bully. Yeah, crack on.
Okay, there's no bullying on
There
this
is. There is.
podcast.
Where's your HR department?
Just as a
Do you
disclaimer.
want the number?
Yeah.
But what I did want to say is, because on a previous episode, which I know you've listened to.
Of course.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. Is I was telling Kaz about when I invited you to Taylor Swift. In terms of when you went to Taylor Swift, Kaz said that I'd arranged to go with her. She came full outfit, and I messaged her on the day saying, "Oh, I'm not going anymore." But then I said, "Did you bump into Maisie?" Because I'd give you my ticket.
Yeah.
And she said you'd swanned off to a different part of hospitality.
Can I explain what happened? Right. So my best friend Steph is a massive Swiftie. So I was like desperate to get her Taylor Swift tickets for 30th. Couldn't get them. As everybody knows, they were like the hottest ticket in town. And then like a week before, this is the bit you always neglect to tell, this bit of the story. A week before, I'm getting a flight back from somewhere and I'm getting onto this EasyJet flight and Jill's messaged me going, "Can you FaceTime me?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm just getting on a flight." She goes, "No, can you FaceTime me? It's urgent." And I immediately was like, well, somebody's died or...
God, what a way to tell you that somebody I need to FaceTime.
Yeah.
I got some bad news.
Or I thought like someone had been cancelled or something. I was like, oh my God, what's happened? So I FaceTimed you. And at this point, I'm going down the aisle trying to find my seat in the EasyJet flight. And Jill's like, "You know how you really wanted to get tickets to Taylor Swift? I've got 2 tickets for you." I was like, "Are you serious?" She was like, yeah. I said, "Thanks so much." At this point, I've got to my row and I'm sat in the middle. So I'm like, "Oh, excuse me, would you just mind getting through it?" Whilst Jill's on FaceTime. And then she goes, "But you're only going to be allowed the tickets if you sing a Taylor Swift song now." So I'm going, excuse me, can I just sit down? And then she's like, "I swear, you're not having them unless you sing the song." So I'm suddenly on this EasyJet flight having to just go.
I don't know about you.
The poor
but
woman's
I'm
doing
feeling
the
22.
life jacket thing and they're going, "Can you give us your full attention?" And I'm there going, "Romeo, save me somewhere we can be alone."
And I was going louder. I can't hear you louder.
"I love you and that's all I really know."
I had to make her like work for the tickets. Do you know what
It
I
was
mean?
mortifying.
Didn't you record it?
Yeah, I recorded it.
Don't.
I've seen it.
We'll cut it
Oh no!
in. Yeah.
So then Jill's like, "I've got you the tickets." I'm like, amazing. I ring my best friend Steph. She's absolutely like on cloud 9. Then on the day, my friend from football is like, she is
Every
like a
time
tour-
Maisie says "my friend from football," I think in my head she sounds 11. Like, "My friend from football."
Yeah, yeah.
I had my friend from football.
She is like that. She is like that whenever it comes
Well, make
to
your mind up.
football.
You just said I was like a 53-year-old. Now I'm 11.
No, that's when you do
My Benjamin
board
Button.
games.
So my friend from football was like, "Oh, I've got 2."
I can't unhear that now. Say it one more time.
Friend.
My friend, who I play adult football with, that sounds worse. My friend messaged me and was like, she does like the tour managing for the girl who was the support act for Paramore, who was the support act for Taylor Swift, and was like, "I've got some tickets and they're in the royal box." The royal box. No offence, Jill, your tickets were grand, but these were the royal box. I was like, right, I'll take Steph. Mike, who was sat next to me on the EasyJet flight, when I hung up, he was like, "Amazing, we're off to Taylor Swift." I was like, "We're not, I'm going with Steph."
You're so harsh on Mike.
No, so then I said, "Mike, you've now got tickets. You can have Jill's and I'll go with Steph in the royal box." So Mike and our friend Kim went and had a lovely time with Cass, didn't they? They were sat with you.
Yeah, we were Swifties all together.
Yeah.
Oh.
And me and Steph were in.
Who else was in the box?
The entire royal family.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's just us and Camilla Swiftying it out.
Right, just for the future stories, it is
genuinely
called
believed you
Long
then.
Story Short.
Yeah.
But thanks for that. Right, so that was the Taylor Swift Part 2 story.
You
I
wouldn't
can't
have any
believe, though-
content if it weren't for me.
I can't believe though that you passed my tickets on, because if that was me, right?
Yeah.
And Suzi rang us saying he's 2 tickets,
Yeah.
and suddenly I get 2 more, I'd ring Suzi back and go, Suzi, I've been offered
That's
2
true,
more.
actually. You
You're
should've given
now just
back.
offering them to people on the EasyJet flight.
You
I
didn't
wasn't.
turn
I
up.
gave them to my husband. I wasn't offering them on the EasyJet. I gave them to my husband.
Yeah, but I think you should.
I would have had them.
Yeah.
Well,
What
if I
about
knew
me?
you wanted them, I'd have given them to you. You'd have had a problem
You
with
didn't
that, wouldn't
turn
you?
up, so you
know.
can't.
You're the one getting
talk to
tickets.
Did you go to a
Like,
different show?
No. Do you know what it was? This is
What did you have on that
She
made
was
you not
tired.
go to Taylor
No,
Swift?
this is the truth. Honestly, this is the truth, because I'm not always truthful with you. Is I got
Wow.
offered these 2 tickets, and I'm not a massive Taylor Swift fan. I'm not saying I don't like her, I'm just not a massive fan. And when I mentioned to you I was going to the concert, your little face like lit up. And literally a week before, I thought, you know what, these tickets are going to make you so happy. And
that's really
I
nice.
thought, I'll go, I'll have a nice time. But I wanted to give them to
Do
you.
you know what? They did make me so happy. And then my friend from football had better tickets and they made me even happier.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
But thanks anyway, mate. Really appreciate it.
So yeah, that was it. That was it. Thanks. And that's the last time I offer you tickets, because last week, because you were away, I phone her and I say, oh, do you want to come to Chris Brown Hospitality? And she says no.
I would definitely come to that.
I know.
I'm gutted.
But you were in America.
Yeah.
No brainer.
No brainer.
What were you doing?
I think I was just at home playing
Playing
Scrabble.
Scrabble.
You weren't. You were doing a corporate in a field in Bristol or something.
No, that was when you rang me about Beyonce tickets. How professional was that? I was doing Bristol Comedy Garden. I get rang on the date. Would you like to go to Beyonce?
Heartbreaking.
And I went and did Bristol Comedy Garden because I am a professional.
No, because you made some money.
No.
How much did they pay you?
Move on.
Okay.
Move on.
See how good a friend I am. Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Chris Brown. What have you ever rang me and offered me?
Tickets to the Bristol Comedy Garden.
Yeah, that was a good one. We actually would like to take this opportunity to invite you to come on Big Kick Energy. That's exciting. That's exciting.
The whole nation is buzzing for the Euros, and so are we, Jill. There's going to be a whole new army of fans watching the Lionesses too.
Yeah, and on that, Kaz, Vicky Patterson and Angela Scanlon are doing their own podcast, Get a Grip, which I'm so excited to listen to. And they've come to us for advice on how to follow the Women's Euros. Why would they come to us?
No idea.
Hi Jill and Kaz, we're Vicky and Angela. That was weird. I liked it. We know lots of things, as you'll know if you listen to our podcast, but we don't know very much.
Football's not one of them. I'm really
No.
sorry. I feel like we're letting the side down. And we want to support the Lionesses.
We do.
We want to be strong women who support other women and burn our bras and things like that.
Goals.
Yeah.
Scoring.
But we don't know enough. We need your help. Can you give us some pointers?
Football for dummies, if
Yeah,
you will.
basically. We want to fake it till we make it.
Thank you.
I actually look like a football manager, actually. On the sidelines.
Come on, lasses.
Lovely bit of footwork, girls!
Vicky and Angela, first and foremost, we're loving the podcast, aren't we, Kaz?
Absolutely.
And basically, we want you to support the women's football. So the first point from me is go and get a Lionesses jersey and get your favourite player's name on the back, which could be Georgia Stanway, Kira Walsh, Lucy Bronze, Leah Williamson. Go and get your shirt.
Or Lauren James. She's my favourite. What else, Jill? What else do we recommend? Chant a song, maybe?
Chant songs, but also they need to watch the games.
They do.
So
Where
where
can we watch
should they
them?
watch the games? BBC. You might see me on there. You'll see Kaz on ITV. So we've got a little song for you. So if Ella Toon or Alessia Russo scores, there will be a song, and at the end you have to go, here we go,
Whoa,
Tooney and Alessia Russo. So yeah, and then if everything else fails apart from that, someone asks you about the game, just say, girls played great today, 4-3-3, perfect.
In Serena we trust.
So go and search for the Get a Grip podcast with Vicky Patterson and Angela Scanlon. Honestly, you will not be disappointed in all your usual places that you listen to your podcast. Gan on, give the lasses a listen. So I was also going to just touch on a little bit before I actually remember what we're meant to be talking about. Soccer Aid, Kaz didn't come this year.
Cheers, Jill.
You are the most, like, what's the word?
Talented player.
Enthusiastic, serious player.
I'm not serious.
You know, at Soccer Aid, how you have the fun games before and stuff like
But
that.
that's where you come into your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she got the ball through one of the holes in
saw
this net.
Thank you.
Takes her top off. She's
Yeah.
running around like.
Look at the different energies here.
Jill, like this, like in my face, right? But then I thought to myself, bless her, she's having a moment. But then she had to take a really important penalty.
Oh, yeah.
And what happened, Maisie?
Absolutely shafted it. Yeah, basically
Oh,
passed
no.
it into Paddy McGuinness's
Don't worry,
hands.
it's really brave to take a penalty.
Thank you. Thank
really
you.
brave
This is the
step up.
vibe we need.
Yeah.
It's the vibe we need. I think it's a shame when some professional footballers, they retire from the game and they like can't chill out and just like enjoy it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they just can't turn it off and have a day off.
Yeah.
Because some people do it really well. Like, you're like that, Kaz. Like, you can just have a nice laugh. And then it's sad, really, when you watch people like who, you know, if we're being honest, they're not the player they were anymore. But they're still sort of, you know, dishing it out and going, oh, you're taking it a bit too seriously. Well, maybe some of us are having a nice time. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's interesting to observe.
I was the first person that come up to you after that penalty.
No, it's because I jumped on you.
No, and
Oh,
I
so the
said
one I missed.
after
What, when
the
you
penalty,
missed?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't go and jump on someone after I
Just
missed.
suddenly went very quiet. Just suddenly went. There was no top coming
Was that the
off.
one,
It was really
Maisie?
sad.
Was that
Yeah.
who decided who got the dressing room?
Yeah, it was that
That's
one.
a big.
She
That's
missed
competitive.
the
That.
I was the
know.
only one that missed.
So you got the rubbish dressing room.
Yeah, but like also it was the rubbish dressing room at Old Trafford. It was actually lovely.
Yeah,
It
like
was very
nicer
nice.
than any dressing room
I
we've
was going
ever
to say,
been
if
in.
you've ever been a stand-up comedian, the dressing rooms you have to deal with.
No, the
It was-
home one's way better.
Yeah, I know. I've been in that one as well. In 2023, we went in that one. Don't you worry about it. Yeah, I've racked up a few minutes.
But literally three.
But three collective minutes
She's
across 3
sometimes
years.
too confident. This is the thing.
You should see though, genuinely, some of the green rooms.
Oh,
There'll
honestly.
be like a men's toilet with the seats still up. Often, sometimes the deposit
More,
left
yeah.
in. There'll be like a really manky couch
Yeah,
that
that you're
you
like-
don't sit on in case you catch something. Like
case you
it's,
get pregnant.
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah,
Some
really
of them.
bad.
Do you request a rider? Is that what it's called?
Do you have a
do you-
rider when you go on tour?
Yeah, I do.
I bet yours is real. I could guess what's on Suzi's. Bowl of fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Well, no,
very
just-
healthy.
Bananas.
Yeah,
What else?
bananas,
Apple.
apples.
No, bananas is the only food.
Oh, bananas the only fruit.
Skittles.
No.
No, you wouldn't have sweets
Really
or
boring.
chocolate, would you? Water.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that it?
And
Banana and water.
What else do I always have?
A sandwich.
No. What's the
coffee.
first thing I say when you come into my house?
You always say, "Do you want a sandwich? Have you eaten?"
No, I do always say that. You're right.
Every time I come round, she
You
goes,
offer a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
every time I come round to
No
the
matter
record,
what time it is.
Yeah, I'm just a bit of a feeder. When someone comes in the house, I like to make sure
Do you
people
cook
aren't hungry.
for Maisie and being so young she is? Triangles, squares.
Yeah, that's sort of thing.
Crust
Some
on.
hula hoops on the side.
turkey dinosaurs. Yeah.
I would hate to be at someone's house and be hungry.
Yeah.
So as
Oh,
soon
the
as someone
worst.
comes
But
in, I'll be
sometimes,
like,
like,
have you
because-
eaten? Do you want some toast or do you want something before we start?
But sometimes when we record, because it's like the only time we're available, it'll be like 9 a.m. and you answer your door and you're like, "Have you eaten? Do you want a sandwich?" It's
No,
9 o'clock.
I'll be like, do you want toast or do you want some I mean, sometimes you do have a bowl of cereal before
yeah,
we start recording.
sometimes I do just coming
You
up.
are like a child, aren't you? You actually are. Some people though request like candles and stuff like that off the
Yeah,
riders.
we're not at that level.
What's
I
your
request
rider?
tea. Tea, bananas, milk. Tea,
Oh
bananas,
yeah,
water.
cup of tea. Yeah, I'd have
very
a cup of
boring.
tea.
Yeah.
That it?
Yeah.
And you can ask for anything and you just ask for tea?
Yeah, just a cup of tea.
Would you not just ask for stuff and then put it in your bag and take it home?
You're one of them.
No, I mean, they'll end up finding a way to
what?
charge it back to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
they charge it back? Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Jill,
the mini
you would
fridge
do
in the
that.
hotel.
We
Don't
mind
go
sweet
into the mini
places,
fridge.
we do.
I actually don't ask. I always say I'll just come fed. Like I've already been fed, so I'll like turn
That makes
up.
it sound like you've got like a trough.
And also did it like this.
You always have to approach Jill with a flat palm.
a flat white. That's it. I literally arrive
And
with
don't
a flat
approach from
white.
behind in case it spooks her.
No, I arrive with a flat white and that's it. But if they have put snacks out, which sometimes they do, say on the wheel.
Sugar lumps.
I did take. Did you take your stuff from the wheel? I took a
See,
can
you
of
would
Coke,
carry me. I knew
a
you
packet
would.
of crisps.
I knew you'd take
Do you know who
it.
apparently
the
was
mirror.
terrible for this?
Oh yeah, this is good.
Have you heard?
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm about to say? Do you know who apparently was terrible
Would
for this?
take all the champagne out of fridges in like the big studios.
Apparently used to take the loo roll. Apparently
Go
used
on.
to take the loo roll. It's still a black. Apparently.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Apparently, if it weren't nailed to the dressing room, it was in the.
How did you
Surprise,
find
surprise! It's in my bag.
A lot of stuff in here.
How did you find that out?
I don't know.
Ouija board.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's like that Friends episode, isn't it, where they go
Oh,
through
he
what
takes
you
the shot,
can
he takes
take
the batteries out the remote.
and the light bulb out the lamp, and then his case just
I
opens.
wouldn't have had you down for being a...
No, I asked you.
Yeah, but then you said that you take everything.
No, I said we minesweep at
Yeah.
events.
What's that for booze?
I did it at Lisbon as well. Did you? There was these lovely table, what you put your coffee and tea on.
Yeah.
Printed
Coaster.
coaster, yeah.
Really?
We have to do a lot of like guessing words.
Thank you. And there was printed Lisbon Women's Champions League. I thought, yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
no one was sat next to me, which told a lot about me. So I took theirs. And then when someone else wasn't looking, I was like, oh, I'll have a set of
every
4.
cloud
Yeah,
I'll have
that's
a set
nice.
of 4 then, and,
Yeah.
and they're all different.
And have you got them in your house now?
yeah, I have.
Oh, I
So
love
if I
that.
go around to your house, there's 4 Women's Champions League
And I've
coasters.
also got a Euro 2022 pillow, which, sorry, UEFA stole. It was on the sofa and in a hotel, and it was going to
UEFA
go.
pillow.
And then I got a Men's Champions League pillow as well.
I
And we went to GQ
At what
and nicked
point
all
do you
the
think it's not okay to
aftershaves.
take? Like, I think you can take a Champions League pillow that's not yours, but you can't nick like a Champions League medal. Like, you
No.
can't have that like
No.
displayed
Well,
in the house.
obviously.
Well, it sounds like Kaz wouldn't stop.
No.
You probably got trophies you haven't won. You've just been minesweeping.
No.
Oh, I've got a story on that. Do you know what I've actually got in the house? A
What?
Pride of Britain award.
Is it yours?
Well, it's the Lionesses.
Look at the nerves. Look at the nerves.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't take it off like a child.
A sick
It's-
child.
God,
Yeah, she was carer of the year.
No, it was off the Lionesses won a
just spat.
Pride of
I
Britain.
just spat.
The Lionesses won a Pride of Britain award.
Imagine, oh, look at in Jill's house. Oh, she's got Pride of Britain. Just zoom in. It's outstanding contribution to
Yes.
caring.
You know what though? She does get the Ganny, a Toby Carvery every Monday.
Sorry,
That's
what?
Yeah,
caring.
I do, yeah.
But she's also diabetic, but then continues to give her apple pie and custard.
Yeah, that's true. I
Every
do. I have
Monday.
an alarm every Monday on my phone, 1 o'clock, and I send my grandma a Toby Carvery.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really
So I think that
sweet.
award could go to you for that.
fattening
Well,
her up.
I didn't get it for that. It was off the Lionesses, and then I was like, "Oh, we've got this trophy." And at the end of the night, the girls all dispersed. Is that a word?
How do they decide who gets the trophy?
Well, I don't think they decided,
didn't, she
but
just
it's
took it.
just
you just assumed it was you.
in my house.
I feel like that's got to
Wait.
go to at least a vote in the WhatsApp group, hasn't
Yeah.
it? Like, does anybody?
Or does everyone get like a term with it?
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice. You have it
Should
for a
it
month.
not be
I've still got our Euros group message. Did I put a message
I
in?
think you need to put in like, guys, if
Should it
anybody
not be
else
at like
Can
Wembley?
I show you? Can I just show you
Should it not
this?
be at Wembley or like
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually,
You know, like-
yeah. There's
like the
probably
home
people
of-
that would quite like to see
home
that.
of football or
Yeah.
Look at this Euros group. Right, this is the Euros group off when we won the Euros, so it's all the players. That was in
we
there.
get
So
it.
it's called it's called Monday.
Take along. What did we have a bet on? You said 27 minutes. I said 22.
to what? To oh, okay.
It's called Monday
Put a
because
shoe on.
I was arranging the night out, which the next day was Monday, was it? Anyway, so basically,
So it was on a Sunday. Go on.
So these are all the messages. Look, it's just all me. Green, 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 green.
Oh my god!
What? And you're
It
just
really-
left on red.
There's just
Just
hearts,
nobody.
you know, like
literally. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The last 10 messages
That's
are all me
embarrassing.
with no response.
That's
Has it keep
embarrassing.
going?
Last.
Oh my god,
3.
you've done 3 more as well. No
I
one's
literally
replied.
just talked to myself in the group. Look,
God.
4 there.
It's like our gigs.
Honestly, should I write in now? Should I put girls? Just realised.
When was the last
I've got
message?
me. Good luck for tonight, everyone. Tuesday, the 3rd of June.
This
Saturday,
year?
the 31st of May. Well done, girls. What a result.
Are you definitely still in the group?
Mary was asking if we wanted a t-shirt. So I've put,
I'll
I
have
love
one.
a freebie. Medium, please. Do I have to pick it up from France? Haha. I was being funny. You know,
Were you?
because she plays for PSG.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't get the
It's harder
t-shirt.
than it looks, innit?
So look,
You can use that one.
hey girls, good luck
Yeah, you're
with
all right.
camp. Just realised I actually
They're gonna
have.
read this and be like, "What?"
I actually have.
Jill, you've had like 10 messages not responded to.
I bet you they respond to this.
hint.
I bet you
Britain
get a
award
response.
in my house. What should I put?
Does
No,
anyone
it's
want
not
it?
a Brit Award.
It's not a Brit Award, it's a
Pride of Britain award. Yeah, not a Brit award. Bloody hell! In my house. Does anyone?
This is definitely going unread.
Yeah.
What should
want
I
it.
put? Does anyone?
Are you really
reckon-
putting in, would anyone like my Pride of Britain award?
Does anyone
Look like
want
it's a bit muted
Pride
by
of
a
Britain
few people.
award off the Euros win?
Yeah, just in case they've forgotten it.
Does anyone want it for a little bit? I don't want to give it away.
This is woeful.
No.
You're just chatting to yourself in
Does
there.
anyone want it? I feel bad that I have it, right?
No, you don't.
You didn't feel bad till we outed
Kiss,
you.
send. Gone. Right, let's see what
no
they
way
say.
that's getting a response.
Could you imagine if they all wanted it? If
They're-
Chloe Kelly was
what
like,
is it?
I've been waiting for you to text me this.
Sending a courier now. The last thing on their mind is, oh yeah, we need Jill Scott's Pride of Britain
Yeah,
award.
but it might give confidence, that
There we
winning
go.
feeling, holding a trophy again.
Is that the sort of mindset that you have? Is that like you practice the trophy lifts?
Yeah,
with
before
other
camp.
awards you've got.
Before camp, we'll meet up and do a trophy lift.
Practice it.
Practice trophy
Yeah.
lifting.
Yeah.
What would they be doing at camp now?
I always feel like you can't explain a tournament excitement like at this time. Do you know what I mean? Like you've been selected, so there's none of the
Fear.
nerves that you had for the camp before that. You're all selected, you're there together. I must admit, you do get a few freebies as well, which is nice.
You
Back
walk
to that
in the room.
already. Back
What's
to
the
that
next
already.
freebie you've
Look,
got?
freebies,
That's the
riders.
only reason
This
you
is the
went,
one,
innit?
Pride of Britain's.
What
the
do you do, don't
And
you?
you walk in the room and it's nicely kitted out.
Really?
Were you there for
What
like...
sort of stuff we talking
What's
now?
the-
Like
yeah,
nice
what's the best
shampoos
freebie
or...
you've got?
You know, one of the best ones I got was when I walked in my room, Euros 2017, I think it was.
Was it
And I
the
had a big duvet
picture?
with my nephews and my
was
niece's
nice.
picture on.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really
They've got it printed
nice.
on.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it
nice.
wasn't it wasn't them. Then just brought the kids, sit on that bed for the duration of the tournament.
Don't move!
But I thought that was really
I
lovely.
felt a bit bad because the photo, we'd obviously sent in photos of what we wanted and I didn't realise that everyone was on there by my mum. And she saw it and was like fuming.
No.
She didn't make the duvet cover.
That's
Everyone's
terrible,
on
Kaz.
there.
So we also get maybe like some Beats headphones.
We've got a lot of headphones along the way, yeah.
Yeah, depending which sponsor is sponsored, they'll give you maybe like a big bar of Cadbury's chocolate. That was good.
You can't be having that before the tournament though, can you?
No, but after training, you can have a couple of
Yeah.
squares
Gotta
with
have
a cup of
something.
tea.
If you don't have something little, you end up just going all out and
Yeah.
buying yourself stuff. So you might as well just have little bits.
So
Yeah.
this part of the tournament is definitely the most exciting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I would say though, I was quite nervous. I was only fully happy the night before because I thought in case I got injured.
Yeah.
Really?
So once I'd got through like the final 11v11 or the final like say Friday or
Yeah.
a game, I was then like, oh, okay, I'm not injured. I'm making the tournament because
Yeah.
I was always nervous of getting hurt the night before, or the day before, and
Yeah.
not making it. So that was a little bit. So I
That's
never
gotta
changed
be
how I trained.
Heartbreaking, isn't it? If you
But
get an injury,
that was
close.
my mentality, though.
That's how I feel about I'll be like, oh, I don't believe that things are going to happen until
Yeah.
Until it's right there.
until it's like
Yeah.
in front of me and it's like
Really?
in like papers. Yeah.
So would you worry about like getting ill before a gig or something?
No, but like now this is going to sound like I'm
What?
no, but when so my book has done quite well.
Yeah.
And I was told
What's it
that
called?
Am I having fun now?
Amazing.
Buy it.
Do it.
But I had received a message to say it's in the Sunday Times bestsellers list, which was amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
But then the whole of the rest of the week, I was like, I think they've made a mistake. I think
You
they've
didn't
made a
believe it
mistake, so I
until
didn't
the
believe
Sunday
it
Times
until then I
bestselling
went
list
and
came
bought
out.
the Sunday Times, and I was like, it's actually in there. And because I just
You
because
thought they'd done a miscount?
yeah, I thought it was
Oh,
wrong
Suze.
because I just worried that they'd got it wrong
Did
somehow.
you cut it out and put it?
I have. I put it on my board.
Oh, I love that.
I love that.
That's
But
amazing.
that's like a similar thing of going like, I can't really engage
Yeah.
in like
The
what this
excitement,
means
yeah.
until I've got it like physical. Until I'm
I was fully engaged. Freebies, blanket around my head.
Jill,
You've probably got a Sunday Times best-selling award
Oh yeah,
your-
probably yours.
in your gaff. It's not even yours.
You know what? Someone asked me the other day, where did coffee clubs start from, and why is it so important for the women's teams?
So for camp, obviously there's a lot of downtime. So
Yeah.
I think it started off me and Leanne Sanderson were in charge of socials. Can you remember? So it used to just be like meet, have a coffee. But there's so many of the girls that didn't like coffee, but they used to come have a different drink and stuff. But I think it's so important because when you're in a hotel for so long, which you guys will know as well, you want to get people out of the hotel
Yeah.
rooms, else you can just sit on your phone and
when you say you've got loads of free time, what would your day, like, can you take me through like what your day would look like? So would you get up quite early?
So for a camp day, there's probably not loads of free time in a day as such, but accumulated time. Do you know what I mean?
Like
so
half an hour here, an hour there.
yeah,
or whatever,
like Serena used to make sure after dinner, 8 o'clock, we were completely free. There wasn't anything after that, which was good. But some managers used to put meetings in. But a typical day, you probably woke up a lot earlier than me.
Well, no, I just thought the days were quite long actually. So yeah, no, but it also depending on how often we train, but obviously get up, depending on whether we did, I don't know whether you guys did all the kind of wee testing and weight and hydration. So first thing is
Wee
like
testing
to see how hydrated you are.
Yeah, so
Really?
you'd pee in a little test tube, then test it, and then do your height and your weight. Not your height, your weight, which
Yeah, your height don't change.
I get smaller.
if you're more dehydrated, you shrink.
And then we do like your RPE and stuff like that.
I don't know what RPE.
So it's like your resting heart rate, because obviously if you had it consistently taken over your trip, if it was raised by, it can detect if you're ill or overtrained just by testing your...
Just out of interest, what were the heart rates like after the coffee club?
Yeah, a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I think a little bit higher.
But then I guess
used
they
to
use things like this now, don't they, where there's systems that track that, so you don't probably have to do that
Oh, is that one of those
anymore.
rings?
Yeah, you guys wore them.
Yeah,
for a bit, which tracks the sleep and the...
I just thought they'd got a matching jewellery range.
No, I haven't
honestly,
got
thought
one
they were
on.
all
This
like-
is
You know,
actually...
but you see people with them rings.
Yeah. It's all about the science and everything, which we won't go into. I've had a bit of a backlash off speaking about science in sport, so it's great. Sleep rings are amazing.
Anyway, then we go eat breakfast, meeting, train, recovery, lunch, meeting, train, eat.
But we'd have 2 training sessions back then, so you'd train 10 till 12, then 2 till 4.
Yeah.
But then as time went on, we'd only train once and then wait.
I often ask stupid questions because
No
no
question
such
ever
thing.
stupid.
but because football is quite a new hobby for me. But would you ever train would you ever like break up your training where like the defenders do one thing and then the midfield? Oh, really?
Yeah,
you do?
yeah,
So
yeah.
you do there's like specific training for what position you play?
So typical training, you do a warm-up together, and then sometimes, so then you'd go into like a smaller pitch thing, like possession, stuff like that, and then you'd go into your 11v11 where one team would always be so say you're playing against France, I was always on the team that was France because I wasn't starting the game, so you'd have to try and play like how France play to give them a sense of... And you know what?
Like method acting.
Wow.
Them sessions are
It is. You're pretending to be.
But they're so important because say
Daniel Day-Lewis of football.
Yeah.
Give me the ball. Give me the ball.
Yeah, did you do the accent?
I'm open.
Definitely didn't do that.
You say best?
Yeah, that's not how it went.
Referee, s'il vous plaît.
But say Kaz is starting for England and I'm playing as the French midfielder, and we're playing a certain system and Kaz is doing something, I could go to Kaz, do that against France because I can't cope with you doing that.
You used to do that a lot.
Yeah, like just to be like the way that France are playing, that's where the space is, or it's so beneficial, but it's hard because sometimes when you're a sub,
I was about to
you're
say.
a bit annoyed that you're playing on.
Yeah, you
the
got
team.
in a
You're
tournament.
playing
You've
the
got to
role.
be like mentally tough if you're not starting, and then you've got to go. Well, can you go and play act or play role or whatever you call it, like for France, and then you're like in your head you're not starting. Then you've got to play somebody else, and your head's gone.
Yeah,
Like that's quite tough.
I remember one particular game where we were playing Malta, and we had to be Malta, and this is no disrespect to Malta, but they were like, we were ranked so much higher than they were. And I remember I was playing as Malta and I turned to the keeper and I was like, she just kept like kicking the ball out all the time. And I was like, oh, she's doing that because that's what Malta do. But she wasn't. She was just having a really like bad game.
Oh no. You're there going, do you know what? Your impression of Malta is bang on. You're doing excellent.
And I was like, did Malta just always kick the ball out? They were like, no, like she's just
No,
having a
it's
bad game. So there is that as well, there's that element. But yeah, I think it's just so exciting heading into a tournament.
Yeah,
That is good.
Really do.
It is.
Really do.
I'm more excited now as a fan though.
Are you?
Is it quite nice now that you get to just like enjoy
But I
tournaments and not have to be part?
but then as it goes on, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you got no control. Like, but when you are in it, you know, like, because you always say like, oh, I do this for a reason. You know why so and so's doing that for a reason. Now you're on the other side. You're like, why are they doing that?
Yeah.
But when you're in it, you know, we know why she's doing that. That's part of the game
It's
plan.
part of the plan.
So I'm enjoying this phase as we're going into the tournament because I'm like, oh my God, we're going to see so much amazing football. But then when England play, I get so stressed because I don't know why things are happening.
Do you find that the England team of today play a really different way to when you guys were?
Yeah, better.
Yeah, you can kick the ball from A to B.
Yeah, they're better. No, they thought their incredible. The style has changed.
That's what I mean. Do you
The
watch the style
styles.
and you're like, oh, I don't remember that?
But also, like, the game keeps evolving, and it should, because we're giving them more opportunities, more resources, and professionalising the game. So, of course, they're going to get better and better. That's what we want.
Yeah.
I don't have no issue with saying they're way better. They should be, because we want them to be better. We want the game, the next generation, to push this group as well. So, that's what you want, really.
Yeah, defo.
And I think when you haven't played for like a while as well, like when we talk about Soccer Aid, like I took for granted, so I even said this to you, but the other day I only played 30 minutes. When I used to play, I would never think, oh my God, I need the energy to get into the box. I'd just run.
Just go.
Like, just run. Like, oh, I need to get in the box. I'm in the box. I'm back. In Soccer Aid the other day, I was like, why does the box seem like so far away? I was like, how big is a football pitch? So I think once you step out of it, then you realise what you used to do.
Have you seen Jill's practice for Soccer Aid?
No.
Oh, good.
Shelley was secretly filming. That sounds wrong. Shelley was filming Jill in the garden.
This
Practicing
is what happens
Soccer
after
Aid.
8 years. The secret filming is me playing football in the garden.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah, I
I'm
thought it
the
sounded better than
child.
what it was.
Do you appreciate though when you're now watching the games, kind of like how big a pitch is?
Yeah, it's I do. It's insane.
I know you play. I'm not saying that, but just
No,
being
but that-
at like Old Trafford
it's
Stadium
so massive.
crowd.
It's so massive.
When we
like
were filming at Wembley a little while ago, we like walked down the pitch doing a walk and talk, and I was like, are we still going?
Yeah.
How
Is that when
so
Maisie
long.
said something really embarrassing
no, we can't say that.
Serena?
We
Can't
can't
say
say
that on
that.
the podcast.
No, not Serena. No, the.
Oh no! What
I'll
did
tell you
say?
afterwards.
We'll tell you
'cause we can't
afterwards, we
say
can't
it on
say
here.
it.
No, it was Serena
Oh, Serena Williams.
Williams.
Oh, Serena
yeah,
Williams.
you
I think
said-
Veigman. What did I say to Serena Williams? I think I just sort of like fangirled a bit. Didn't
Yeah,
I?
well,
Wait,
she
the
was wearing
tennis-
blue and white, and
Oh.
obviously that they now own like a percentage of Chelsea, don't they? And so Maisie just went, good colours.
Well, no, I went, love the colour scheme. Love the colour scheme. And she went, mhm.
And did she mean to do it?
Yeah. She was in a matching dress with her daughter.
Yeah,
So I
they
went,
were
oh,
like-
love the colour scheme. And she just sort of went,
I really want to know what you said to Serena Veigman.
No,
now.
she didn't say anything to Serena.
no, it
Veigman,
wasn't
she
Serena
said-
Veigman. It was something
Something
else.
else.
I
We'll
will
tell
tell
you
you
after.
after. It's bad.
We'll include it after.
No, you won't.
So when you were at Euros 2022, like how nervous were you actually watching?
Like, I think it's that thing where it builds up over the, like, as a fan, you get you go with like the big momentum, right, of everything. So like, it was really building because obviously it was in England. So like, it kept, and it started. The first game I went to was that 8-0 against Norway, which was like unreal.
That was
It was
unreal.
so good.
Unreal.
That was at the Amex near us.
Yeah.
And then went to the 2-1 quarter final with Spain, and that was like the first time that they'd gone ahead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was, that was like nervy. And I thought, well, we've got through that. And then Sweden, the one with the back heel. So by the time we got to the final at Wembley, it's exciting, but there's such tension, isn't there? Like, there's
Yeah.
so many nerves around. I was bricking it.
But there's not for the players. I think it's
This is
like,
what I mean. You
did
guys
you
just
ever
look-
think that?
you look
like,
so
That's what I was
calm.
saying. Because you know you're in control, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like
You know
I'm
the
with
plan.
I'm with Maisie in that final. I was bricking it as well. I'm like, because I now understand how our families must have felt,
Yeah.
and I would not want my child to play any form of professional sports because I think I would have a meltdown.
Yeah.
Like the stress that they must go through, and then
Yeah.
so like seeing you and you're like, oh, I really want to win for Jill. Like, come on, and like you're just so engrossing, and then it's so different. It is so different.
Some of the families actually leave. I've noticed that, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm watching, like now I've gone to kind of that side. Some of them can't watch the game,
Yeah.
or they'll go and sit like away
Right at
from
the
the
back.
game, yeah.
Well, I remember,
because they just don't want to watch.
You know, after the Euros, and then it was the finalissima against
Yeah,
Brazil,
yeah, yeah.
and that went to penalties, and it showed to the where like some of the players' families were, and they'd turned round because they couldn't watch the penalty being
Really?
taken. They were literally like some of the mums were just there like, just tell me what's happened, tell me what's
My
happened.
mum left when
Did she?
we had, you know, the World Cup penalty shootout. Was it against France where you scored that worldie?
Quarter final,
Yeah,
France 2011
penalty
in
shoot-
Germany.
Penalty shootout.
I think.
Yeah, it was. And after,
Did you take one?
yeah, thanks, Jill.
You scored like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like took it, and obviously then I found out later that none of my family watched it. They left, went into the concourse area, and were like, "We're not watching it."
Oh my god.
Just stood in there and waited, and were just like,
But
"No
you get
idea."
it now.
Yeah, there's no way I could watch.
Yeah.
Like if you were in a Euro final, there's no way I could watch. And then I think my own child, there's absolute no way I could watch
No.
my
Yeah.
own child.
No.
Yeah, but imagine like your daughter,
Yeah.
like she goes on to play for England in a World Cup, and the whole nation is counting on her in that moment.
Wow.
You'd be a
Could
bag
you
of
watch?
nerves,
I'd
wouldn't
be
you?
a bag of nerves. Yeah, I mean, I'd be thrilled because I'd love some Beats headphones. But yeah, it would be. But yeah, I can imagine the stress, like the. Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, but it's. I mean, yeah.
It's like, I imagine it's probably quite nervy watching your kid in like a school play, wanting them to go well.
Yeah.
But like that,
How have you just compared your daughter playing?
Well, no,
taking
that's
a
my
penalty
point.
in a World
I'm
Cup
saying-
quarter final.
I'm
or
not saying
playing
it's the
Mary
same.
in
I'm
a
saying that
nativity
that's
play.
a huge difference. Like
Yeah.
it would be nervy
Yeah,
watching them do
levels.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what it must be like.
But you
watching...
think that you've made your parents proud for all these years, and really, I think they're so relieved when you stop doing something. Do you know what I
Are we
mean?
talking about you here or me?
No, I'm saying in general. Like,
Oh,
do your
right.
parents go and watch your comedy?
Yeah, are they
Yeah.
are people nervous? Your families when they watch you do stand
I think
up?
they used to be. They're not now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
What's the shift? Because you're really good.
Well, probably just my own confidence,
Yeah.
probably. But I remember my dad saw me at a gig. My dad's like a proper geezer bloke. And he came to, I was doing the Dome, and at that point it was the biggest gig I'd
Yeah.
ever done. So the Dome's about, what, 2,000?
Yeah,
Is it?
it's
Something like
big.
that. And at that point that was the biggest room I'd ever done. And I was like the smallest name on the bill by a mile. There was like Alan Carr and Michael McIntyre.
Oh my word.
And I was on with them. This is, a while back now. And my mum and dad came, and my mum said that my dad cried the whole way through my set.
Stop
I
it.
know.
No.
Yeah, it was that bad. So,
What? He was just nervous.
no, he was just really proud that I was having a nice
so
gig.
lovely.
But yeah, so
Oh my god.
but I think that but my mum would be more of a bag of nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What's the biggest audience you've played in front of?
Apollo?
Royal Albert Hall,
Oh, Royal Albert
Wow.
Hall, yeah.
How many's that?
6,500, something
Yeah.
like that.
And when did you do it? Was it the Raw Variety? I did it for the Raw Variety show, and that's really awkward because in a comedy night, you're following other comedians, like everybody's been warmed up. I think Raw Variety performance I was on after Cirque du Soleil and before Becky Hill. Like, it's a tough spot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
That is a tough
I'm not
spot.
throwing flames, and I'm not singing an absolute belting song with 6 backup dancers. It's just me doing a bit of observational.
Do you
It's
know,
tough.
just as an analogy, just to, like, obviously speaking about the Euros tournament, okay, so we have like 3 group games,
Yeah.
and then obviously whether you make like quarterfinal, semi-final, if there's a last 16. Now, when you first do your tour, I say tour, it's the Macam accent, do you is it so important that you hit that first one? Like, you've got to hit the ground running, because we used to always say first group game, you have to get a point on the board.
Yeah.
Basically, is like rule
That's
of
the most
thumb.
nerve-wracking.
Well, you've just started your tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then do you pick up momentum as it goes on, or do you just go in with like whatever happens today happens? Is there a like
Well, I think
plan?
the show's the show, but then I improvise quite a lot, and I talk to the audience quite a lot, and that will sort of dictate how that show goes a
Yeah.
little bit.
Oh, wow.
Because of how much I talk to them. Not there's just a couple of sections where I might chat to people, but that sort of dictates that. But
But also, by the time you've gone on tour, you've got it polished.
show's
and
ready.
good.
Yeah.
I'd say
like, I'd
like,
already done 20 work in progress shows.
I'd say
so
the
I knew
whips are our
show.
version of friendlies.
Friendlies, yeah,
Whips.
friendlies.
work in progress shows. So you can go on stage with your notes and like work it out in the moment. Like if you say something funny in the moment, it gets a good laugh, write it down there. Or like if it didn't quite go to plan, make a quick note of it.
Record it, listen back to it the next day, making notes.
But ultimately, it's like a friendly in that like the result doesn't matter too much. It's about what you take from it to go into the...
And that's a whip.
To go into the group stages, which is the tour.
Yeah.
Culminating in a finalissima.
So what's your final? What's your Euros final in the comedy world?
That's a great question, Jill.
What do you reckon? For ages it was Apollo, wasn't
it was
Live
doing
at the
Apollo.
Apollo was like the thing to get.
And then once you've done it, you want to host it.
Yeah.
So it's better money.
You have to put your bid in.
Yeah.
So we'll go Apollo then.
I guess so. What's like the big...
I mean, that was always the big thing that I always really wanted to do.
Yeah.
I guess
so. I think it'd be like Live at the Apollo.
But,
and I guess because of like the history as well of who's done it. And, it's quite a cool building, like when you're in the backstage of it and you think of all the people that have been in those.
That's like Wembley.
You think of all the people that have come before
about
you.
when you play like somewhere like the Palladium or the Royal Albert Hall, you go, oh my God, like I'm playing the room that whoever's been, like, you know, it's just amazing to think of all the people that have stood on stage.
that.
There's some venues that you go to where the acts have written above the door before you go on stage, like little tips or like advice. Like Leicester Square Theatre's like that, where who was it? There's somebody that's put like "Don't cock it up" right before you go on, and like nice little. I remember that about Shepherd's Bush Empire as well. There was like Amy Winehouse had written.
That is so cool.
Notes about like what her gig went like on the wall.
Football could take that.
It'd be great, wouldn't it? Can we just check? Did you get a response in the group chat?
I will check actually. Thanks for the what's it called? Callback.
Thank you.
Oh, no reply.
Devastating.
But no one might have read it. Or read
they've all read it. They've all read it.
They've all seen it.
Read by Demi Fran, Hempo Kira, Lucy, Leah, Millie, Roebuck, Bethany England, Chloe, Ella, Lotta. No reply.
Can you? Oh my
Were
God.
they the only people you asked out, though?
I could never recover.
No, it's the whole group.
Oh, wow.
I could
But-
never recover.
It's okay.
I could never recover.
It's not okay.
It's
I'm
okay.
embarrassed for you.
Yeah, I feel
You
really
told
sick.
us to do it.
You know what a positive is? You get to keep it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
You
I
have
will
offered
take
it out
that.
now.
Did you hear those names? All ignored it.
Guys, I've wrote about 11 messages in that group that have been
Yeah,
ignored. I'm not going to close the group. Maybe they might all leave.
Oh gosh.
But I am going to Switzerland, so I will find them
And you will take that with you.
and I will take it with us. But yeah, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Do we have to pay you a fee?
Yes,
No,
please.
you're coming on ours. That's your fee.
Invoicing close.
Oh, okay, cool.